Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the silliest slips of the tongue on British telly.
At 6 o'clock.
Yes, we're gonna stretch the meaning of Freudian slip here, but let's just have fun with it, shall we? Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10, Perking Up. The last leg's Adam Hills has been a fantastic host on the show since all the way back in 2012, but all that counts for naught when you make a slip-up like this. Being granted the honor of having daytime TV royalty Lorraine Kelly on his show, he was eager to make a good impression, but while transitioning to the next conversation, we unsolicitedly learned about Adam's below-the-belt forecast.
Lorraine, you've got Keir Starmer on your show next week, is that right?
We have, on Tuesday, yeah.
And look, with an erection on the horizon.
Try as he might, he was left too red-faced by this gaffe.
It's the way you're sitting while you say that. There's an erection on the
Number 9, a bit extreme. BBC News' Chetan Pathak had a blunder for the ages back in 2023. When wrapping up a little piece about football, he had this to say about Jurgen Klopp's excitement.
Few semi-finals are reached this easily. Joe Wilson, BBC News.
We saw him fisting his, thumping his fist in the air there, Jurgen Klopp, after the game. The Liverpool manager voiced his...
Woof. It's kind of funny how you can see his face go through a range of emotions after saying this, starting with sheer panic, all the way to holding back laughter.
Chetan, is that correct?
That sounds right, doesn't it?
Number 8, nice indeed. Ruth Langsford is a daytime TV legend in her own right, but she hasn't always been the well-composed and professional presenter she is today. Let's flash back to over 30 years ago to enjoy this classic from The Travel Shop Show. To close out a segment about African wildlife, she had this to say.
Nice pussy. The white sunset.
Of course, she was talking about the lion, but it was almost impossible to recover from this little slip-up. Number 7, cricket. Look, reading a teleprompter is incredibly difficult at times. Half the time, you're not even listening to yourself speak. That's exactly what happened to Kate Garraway here, when she was giving the latest news on the Ashes and said this.
His opening batsmen were blown away by our fast bowlers. But even the powerful wind that blew the bails off, I should say.
While she didn't catch it herself at first, the rest of the team made sure she wouldn't forget.
Huge balls off. That's what I was talking about. Blew across the pitch. Instead, he hit it for 4.
In her defense, a huge beach ball did get blown onto the field.
Oh, it's the context fault, isn't it? What a lovely pair they are.
Number 6, Mr. What? If you've seen our live radio F-ups list, then you know there's a particular name that always gets messed up by newsreaders. It's almost like a curse.
Harry, to the other big political story now, if we can turn our attention to that.
Well, it's not just radio that Jeremy Hunt, former Chancellor of the Exchequer, has his name botched on, as evidenced by this segment from ITV News. When trying to get through a story about the politician, this is what happens.
After the Science Secretary, Michelle Donnellan, falsely accused an academic of supporting Hamas. She spoke to Mr. Hunt.
At least this time it was by mistake. Some people call him that on purpose.
How did he respond to calls for her to resign?
Number 5, dog jog. We've all been there. You've got the sentence perfectly planned in your head, but as soon as you say it, you end up combining 2 words. Well, fortunately for you, you didn't say it on national television, or create a much more unfortunate sentence in the process.
Carol's out and about in Greenwich Park this morning after that hot weekend, where it's sunny but a little bit of breeze there, Carol, yeah?
Here, presenter Carol Kirkwood was discussing the weather to the morning audience, and the unthinkable happened.
That's right, John. Spot on. Good morning, everybody. And Greenwich Park is one of the oldest enclosed of the Royal Parks. And look at it. Fabulous. The sun is beating down. We've seen lots of doggers, lots of dog walkers and joggers around here through the course of this morning.
She would later take to Twitter to apologise for the slip. Number 4, poor Sophie.
Good evening. This is The Campaign with me, Sophy Ridge.
Sophy Ridge has faced not one, but numerous unfortunate slip-ups during her time as a Sky News presenter. First of all, she's also been a victim of a certain curse we mentioned earlier.
Two figures who are significant. Jeremy Cunt, because he's a potential leadership candidate.
Maybe they should just come up with a nickname for him or something. But perhaps even funnier had to be when she was introducing the Scottish Labour Party politician, Kezia Dugdale.
Joining us in our studio now is the leader of Scottish Labour, Kezia Dugdale. Thanks very much for being with us today.
While Sophie was able to laugh it off, Kezia's face seemed to indicate she didn't quite find it as funny. Tough crowd. Number 3, Ben Blankets. Ben. What are we gonna do with you?
This January, Andy will be knocking on the door of some lucky prize winners. The king of accidental innuendos found himself in a difficult hole to climb out of during this episode of Good Morning Britain.
Trouble is, when you work in television, things can be projected onto
Colours
green.
like this. It's called chroma key.
Yeah, so
look, now,
that's
Susanna
lovely.
is wrapped
fully
in the
clad
warmth
in Ben Shephard.
of a Ben blanket.
When Susanna Reid came onto the set accidentally wearing the same shade that the green screen uses, they decided to project Ben's face onto her. That's when he came out with this.
My nipples are...
What?
nipples?
What?
No, we're just surface anatomy revision going on this morning.
His face says it all. He knows there's no getting out of this one, even if he insists he was trying to say nostrils.
Did your inner thoughts come out on national television to millions, Ben Shephard?
I think it's called a Freudian slip.
No! Nostrils. They're very easily confused.
Nobody's thinking nostrils anymore.
Get your mind out the gutter, Ben. Number 2, wrong answer.
St Andrews, Perium. Aurora? Correct.
When you're on University Challenge, you not only represent yourself, but also the prestigious institution you're hailing from. So you'd best be on your best behavior, no matter how frustrated you may be when you get an answer wrong. Well, Perium over here didn't get that memo when he was on the St Andrews team and was faced with this question.
What short word can mean frost formed from freezing fog and is also an archaic term for a poem?
When he rang the buzzer, this was his answer.
For a poem.
St Andrews, Perium. Whore. Sorry.
Was that a statement, an insult, or a demand, Perium? Number 1, delicious. The Freudian slip to end all Freudian slips. Rick Stein's got a lot of great recipes to his name and has a long career as a celebrity chef. But this gaffe wasn't down to him, it happened when James Martin was doing a link between the live Saturday Night Kitchen segments and the old Stein recordings the BBC supplements the show with. Stein's pork dish took on a whole new meaning when Martin seemed to think it was something else entirely.
Delicious looking dick from... sorry about that. Delicious looking dish from Rick there. Pork, yeah. This week's masterclass is something that...
We wouldn't be surprised if the memory of this still keeps James up every night. Poor bloke.
I do apologise for that. So what we're going to do now...
Which Freudian slip did we miss? Let us know in those comments below.